What's going on, y'all? It's your boy TJ the DJ. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy TJ the DJ, and basically what I'm bringing you today is a vlog. It's more like a reflection vlog. And today the reflection I want to bring up is my very first DJ gig I ever did. Alright, so basically I got into DJing, or decided I wanted to be a DJ maybe the summer of 2012. Spent just about a whole year, maybe less. You know, I went out, I bought equipment, piece by piece, of course. But you know, some speaker stands, stuff like that. I bought a laptop, did my research, and just basically for the first year, I was sitting and just working on being a DJ at home, just honing my skills and, you know, making sure when I do my first gig that I would have skill enough to want to reel people in to book me for their events.
It's true.
And I got my first gig lead, let's see, about May 2013. So that's like springtime, summertime. I got my first lead. Took my two speakers. They was 10-inch speakers, Gemini RS410s. I still got them somewhere in my basement to this day. You know, sentimental value. And I took it out there to a mall halfway across town to do this guy's promotional event. I hooked up my wires. My wires weren't long enough so I could, you know, stretch my sound out a little bit further than it could have.
Stupid idiot.
You know, you just had to make it work at that point. So I guess the guy was just happy to have a DJ, or, you know, somebody to be doing the job for him. Started playing, and I turned my speakers up to the max, and it wasn't loud enough. It wasn't even loud enough to drown out the sound, the music that was coming out of the speakers in the mall.
Oh my God!
I'm thinking my little 10-inch speakers were strong enough to drown out the mall sound.
Idiot.
I was like, so what kind of music you want me to play, man? He said, just play anything, just play anything. It was nobody but like 70-year-old, 60-year-old, maybe looking, people with gray hair in their head walking around. So I said, boom, I think I'm gonna be on my, you know, my urban contemporary stuff and just play like some 80s and some 90s tunes. So that's basically what I did.
Oh my God!
Shouldn't have did that. What the guy should have said was that he was trying to reach the consumers that were buying the cell phones, which were, you know, people that were from 18 to 30, 18 to 40. I should have been playing younger stuff, because that was the people who he wanted to reach out to.
It's true! It's true!
Oh, I forgot that I didn't even have a microphone, people. I didn't even have a microphone for this event, and that was one of the key things that the guy needed, was a microphone and a speaker so people could hear what he was saying. I didn't even have a microphone, so he had to personally go out to the Best Buy that was maybe 2 blocks down the street, pick up probably like a $10 microphone, wired mic, and plug it into the back of my thing, and the cord wasn't even long enough for him to stretch, so it was almost like he was DJing with me.
Stupid.
And to be honest with you, he had me out there from 9 o'clock in the morning till 8 p.m. at night, y'all. And technically, this guy didn't even hire me. I did this freelance, basically. You know, the guy was like, "Oh man, you did a good job." He really was happy. He was a Jewish man. He was like, "I'm happy with what you did. You think you could come in tomorrow?" And me not knowing any better, I was like, yeah, come, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Stupid idiot.
And he's telling me he had talked to some of the guys that were working at a CD store, well, not even a CD store. It was like a DJ equipment shop within the mall. And I think a couple of them came over and checked me out. And they was telling him basically the critique of me, which was, you know, certain things I don't care to discuss right now. Because, of course, you know, I wasn't at that level where, you know, they was critiquing me for that type of stuff. It wasn't nothing too bad, though.
Day 2.
And then the second day, the man told me basically, I don't know if he knew it was a lie or if somebody had told him that and was lying to him or was bluffing, bullshitting, whatever. He basically told me Gucci Mane was going to be at the mall. Skip all that. Gucci Mane didn't show up. There was no Gucci Mane there. Wasn't even a local rapper there. It was just, they was promoting the opening of this DJ shop, because they had just opened like maybe 2 months. Business hadn't been running, so they was redoing a grand opening for it. But what the guy didn't tell me is that second day that the DJ shop and his store, which was a Boost Mobile store, were merging for this event. So through seeing these other DJs, or not even DJs, the helpers for the DJ equipment store set up and everything, I realized I was grossly underprepared because I didn't have the proper equipment to produce the sound. The 75% of DJing, to me, is a skill and being able to play the music that people want to hear, playing the music that gets the people on to get on the dance floor, and keeping them on the dance floor. And the other 25% is having the proper equipment to be able to pump that sound out loud enough where they can hear it and they can feel it, and it can drive them to want to be controlled. You know what I'm saying?
It's true. It's true.
So seeing all that, I just realized, damn man, I need to step it up already. I just started, I need to step it up already. Either that or start small and build up. And some of the DJs that rolled through that day, I got to see what kind of equipment was producing the sound and how the sound was carrying, and it was almost like dragging people who didn't even know this event was going on. People who was just shopping just to be shopping. It drew them into around this tent. It was like a magnetic effect. It brought them in, and it's based off quality of the sound equipment they had, how much of it they had, and how the DJ was working the music and that skill level. I learned a lot that day. Basically, I knew that if I was going to be successful at giving people DJ service for their event, that I was going to have to do much more or much better than the equipment I had. It was good to start off with for a small party, but I was going to have to learn what size of each equipment piece that I had I was going to need for certain room sizes, for certain venues. I just learned I was going to have to hustle to get it. And then once I get it, to keep on having goals related to this DJ thing, to grow myself and to grow my business.
It's true.
My mindset then was I was just happy to be out there and just happy to be out in the field. I was just grateful. My mindset now, I wish I would have had the wherewithal to contact maybe another DJ or somebody that could provide sound for me, to give me the proper sound to be able to push my sound out so that more people in that mall could have heard it. I just wish I would have knew more. And going through that gig right there, going through what I learned and the experience, I was able to adapt the next time I had a gig. The question I want to pose out to all my viewers is, if you're a DJ, what was your first gig like? What was some of the experiences you learned at your first gig that if you had the mindset you have now, what would you have changed back then? That's the question I want to pose out to you. And as far as people who hire DJs, or what we call you clients, first time hiring a DJ, what was you expecting from that person? What did they give you? And how much did it cost? I have a rant about that soon too. That's for another video. If you're a beginner DJ, let me know in the comment section. If you're a beginner DJ and you're just looking for tips, anything I can help you with, I will help you with as far as tips. TJ the DJ, I'll holler at y'all next time. Hey, Boogie. Thank you for watching TJ the DJ TV. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with your boy. I'll holler at y'all next time, alright?